The second you decide to quit weed, you hit a fork in the road. Do you stop all at once on a single day, or do you wean yourself down slowly over a few weeks? Almost everyone's gut says the same thing. Tapering sounds gentler. Easing off feels kinder than ripping the Band-Aid. So most people reach for the slow option, convinced it will hurt less. Here is what most people who have actually quit will tell you, and it surprises them. For most daily users, stopping cold turkey is not the harder path. It is usually the easier one. The thing that sounds brutal on paper tends to work better in practice, and the thing that sounds gentle tends to quietly fail. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why that is, the rare cases where tapering genuinely makes sense, and how to pick the right approach for your own situation. Start with the core reason, because it is almost entirely psychological. When you quit cold turkey, you make the decision one time. All the mental and emotional weight of quitting lands on a single day, the day you stop, and then it is behind you. Tapering asks you to make that same decision over and over. How much today? Is this really less than yesterday? Am I on track or am I drifting? That endless negotiation is exhausting, and worse, it keeps weed sitting right at the center of your attention every single day, because you have to think about it constantly just to manage it. Cold turkey gets it out of your head. Tapering keeps it in. So why does quitting weed cold turkey usually win? Beyond making the decision just once, there are two more reasons it tends to beat tapering for most people. The first is that the timeline is clear. When you stop on a set day, you know exactly when the clock started. The worst of the withdrawal lands in days 3 to 7, and because you know that window is coming, you can brace for it, plan around it, and watch it end on schedule. Tapering smears that timeline into a gray zone. You are neither using nor not using. The symptoms get stretched thin across weeks, and you never get the clean relief of knowing the hard part is finally over. The second reason is that tapering depends on accurate self-monitoring, and that is exactly the thing that breaks down under pressure. In theory, you use a little less each day. In practice, tracking and enforcing your own reduction is shaky, because the moment a stressful day hits, the amount quietly creeps back up. And every taper schedule that slips is a small failure. And those small failures stack up and erode your confidence right when you need it most. Cold turkey has none of that daily scorekeeping. You either smoked or you did not. And most days, the answer is simply no. That simplicity is not a side benefit. For a lot of people, it is the whole reason it works. So what makes tapering weed so hard to actually pull off? There is a practical problem underneath all of this that does not get talked about enough. Cannabis has no standardized dose. With cigarettes, nicotine replacement gives you defined steps. You move from a higher patch to a lower patch to a lower one again, each level clearly marked, so cutting down is measurable. There is no clean 2 milligram equivalent for weed. A bowl, a joint, a few hits, the potency swings wildly between products, and there is no reliable unit to step down through. So when you try to taper cannabis, you are mostly guessing how much you are using, and you are guessing while you are craving, which is the worst possible state to take a precise measurement in. Your judgment about what counts as less is being shaped by the very thing you are trying to reduce. That is a genuinely rigged game. You are asking an impaired referee to enforce shrinking limits on the substance impairing it. With nicotine, you step down through real, defined levels. With weed, you are negotiating with a moving target in the dark, and the target gets a vote. That is why so many honest taper attempts simply drift. Not because the person lacked discipline, but because the method itself has nothing solid to hold on to. You cannot reliably reduce what you cannot reliably measure. So when does tapering actually make sense? It is not never. There are two specific cases where a short taper is worth considering. The first is if you are an extremely heavy user, smoking multiple times a day for many years, and you are genuinely frightened of the acute withdrawal. A brief taper, a week or two, not months, can soften the steepness of that initial drop. It will not erase withdrawal, but it can make the landing less violent. The second case is if you have tried cold turkey several times and the first week did not just feel uncomfortable, it genuinely destabilized your life. Then, a structured step down might get you through the acute phase where going straight to zero kept failing. But notice the word structured, because it carries everything. In both cases, tapering means a defined, short schedule with a hard end date written down in advance. Cut to this amount by this day and stop completely on that date. Saying you will taper with no specific endpoint is almost never a real strategy, because without a deadline, it just becomes permission to keep using. It is usually a way to delay quitting while feeling like you are doing something. And one reassurance while you decide. Quitting weed cold turkey is not dangerous. Unlike alcohol, where sudden withdrawal can be medically serious, cannabis withdrawal is genuinely uncomfortable, but not physically hazardous. So the choice here is about what you can actually sustain, not about safety. So which should you actually choose, cold turkey or tapering? For the vast majority of daily users, the people who have been smoking for months to a few years, the answer is cold turkey. A specific quit date, real preparation, and a concrete plan for getting through the first week. Save tapering for the genuine edge cases, and even then, only as a short, dated schedule. The reason comes down to one clean idea. The discomfort of cold turkey is front-loaded. It is concentrated in the first week and then it fades. The discomfort of tapering is smeared across a long stretch in a way that usually prevents the real commitment it takes to stop at all. If you want that quit date backed by an actual structure instead of just raw willpower, that is why we built the Cannabis Detox Transformation Program. It takes you through recovery in 3 phases: release, resilience, and clarity, starting with exactly how to set up your stop day and survive that front-loaded first week. You will find it at quit-smoking-weed.com, and the link is in the description. Pick your day, decide once, and let the hard part be 1 week behind you instead of 3 months around you.